All right. So I think I figured out how I'm gonna do this. I think what I'm gonna end up having, because right now we have the like the expressions are built into here, and I'm kind of thinking that like if we say okay, each expression has an index in some expression buffer, then when we call uh when we call something like left, we should be able to, instead of appending an expression, we should be able to say like basically it's gonna look like this. Like instead of solver token quad, it's gonna be like this is a fixed size. You'll say like left, which is like a uint, or probably a size t, right? Because it's gonna be indexed to some other buffer. Left top, width, height. Layout is a fixed size, I think. Yeah, because layout is literally just. Let me go to solve. I don't want to look at. Oh, that's kind of cool. Okay, no. I want to go. I want to find solve. Where's the function? Why is it show? Why is the disassembly the first thing? Okay, I got hot. It's okay. I'm cool. I'm cool now. Okay, so solve, and also we're fighting battery because my charger's down in the basement, and um I want to go get it. I like a good time constraint. Okay, so we have solve, and like when we call eval layout, yeah, we're reading things that are fixed size. So basically, I mean, we might even be able to move from this whole sort of like amorphous like element buffer to like a vector with types, but the reason I still kind of want to keep the buffers because text doesn't have layout and there's going to be a lot of text presumably. So it's like I don't want to add the extra like layout config struct if we don't have to have it. Um okay. So what does this look like? Well, when we call box, we're going to say right element. I don't know if we can get rid of this solver token yet, but let's just work this through. So we're gonna write element, and that just basically writes the type and the depth. We should say something like write element metadata, because then, and because I don't want this to be like this. This could be like okay, just random sort of like info at the top. Now we say like write quad, which will turn into a function. But well, actually, let's let's do it now because we're gonna want to do this for text too. So we're gonna say inline auto write quad element buffer writer quad. Okay, now no, not quad. Not like that. We're just gonna say writer dot lm buffer dot write stood size t. I think we can just do 0 ul. I'm gonna do this just to make it incredibly explicit to anybody who's reading this. Make that const. So when we do that, we could say write quad ui.lm buffer writer, and then write layout config and ui.lm buffer writer and then layout info. We can just, we'll have better defaults, but this is, and then that's it. So this is a fixed, like once we know box, we know it's a fixed size after that. Let's forget about style for now. So if we do text similarly, text is literally just going to be like that. Okay, so that's sort of a minor change. What do we do next? Well, so we have box, we have text. Now we want to go back to, now we want to edit these, like, what does this function actually do? Quad. So we don't need that. We don't need that. This and this. I'm not really sure what we use these things for, but quad indexes. Oh wait. Yeah, I guess this is for any time we call quad, and then for any time we call layout. Okay, this is just for when you have your element. Okay, where did I go? Or what was it in layout? This was just so that every time, is it in AP? No, it's in. Is it in here? No, it's in shit. What was the file we were just in? Okay, API. So I was right. Okay, so this, let's, okay, we literally only use it here. That's fine. That's fine. Because we're saying like in our like element handle buffer, like give us the index to like the quad that we're going to use to render this. Okay, that's fine. So that makes this API a little bit more simple. But what it also does is it says, okay, left. So instead of right quad field, we need to know where, what we're going to want to have is, we're going to need some expression buffer, right? We're going to need something like, so we have console auto w ui.ln buffer writer quad field. We're good. You know what I mean? We're gonna need like this function is gonna have to work. Well, we don't need this, right? But we do need here's what we could do. In our element buffer writer, do we have a stack currently? Okay, no. So let's say we have a buffer called expression buffer. And then let's say we have a std vector, I'll put it up here, std vector std size t lm index stack. Okay, so when we create this, we're just gonna have this stack, and then when we do something like write element metadata, this is where we modify the stack. So well, yeah, because right, because here's the thing, right? If we want to have something like button dot on mouse enter dot quad left op layout ledger x plus 5, if we wanted something like this, when we call left, we need to know the index of this button. And so how do we know the index of this button? Well, we know we're modifying button because, well, we don't know we're modifying button, right? See, that's, well, actually, instead of having this stack, what does button return? Well, button returns an element writer. What could element writer have that would be useful? Well, maybe a std size t index. Okay. Now, when we call something like box, we return, we say, I guess we'll do, maybe I'll point it to element type. Element metadata, because I don't think we need this element type thing. I think we can just assume we're going to get an element type. And so we can say const auto idx, or yeah, const auto idx equals ui.ln buffer writer dot buffer ln buffer dot writer or dot data dot data or no dot size. Jesus Christ. This makes sense to me. Whatever. Cry about it. Okay, so we have box, so we have an index, and so now each element writer has an index. And so we could do something like this. And so when you call quad, well, see, here's another API design thing. Do we even group it by quad? Probably, right? Like that makes the most sense. I think it just looks a little bit better. So quad doesn't get called, so, but that is the issue because left doesn't understand the context under which it's being called, right? like, left doesn't know that we're calling it from this specific element writer. So I guess, I mean, is it bad to just say like, nah, fuck that, we're making every single attribute like we're gonna say like, instead of quad, let's get rid of quad. Let's get rid of quad and layout. That's a big decision. So let's say instead of quad we have auto left, which does it have 3 overloads? No, it doesn't. Okay. Oh, it's a template. Okay, good. We say left. Is this a cop-out? Am I... Let's just try it. Let's just try it. This is gonna like break everything. But whatever. So like, boom, and then instead of right quad field, we know we say lm writer ampersand. We see writer dot. Well, can we just say what does writer do? See, this is why we like see, if these are all aligned types, then that's fine. The question is, are they all aligned? Like, is like, what is stood u in 8t? Like, will that like realign? I mean, I don't know. I don't have a super clean solution, but we could probably say something like, this buffer API probably does need to change. We can say that. We can say that, right? I'm capable of saying certain things, and that is one thing that I could say. Like, this is just getting out of hand. Because what we also want to do is we want to replace at a location. We want to say stood size t idx or offset, and we don't need to calculate it, we don't need to resize, we can just say boom. Because that theoretically should work. So left should say w dot fuck's sake, w dot w dot ln buffer dot writer dot. I should never name something ln buffer right. It should be like I'm losing it. All right, w.ln buffer writer dot replace oh, you know what really we should be doing? What does write quad field do? And does write expression actually needs ln buffer writer? No, it literally just takes a buffer. 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 Hopefully this works. I'm fucking this shit up. I'm going. Right expression node just needs the buffer. Buffer. See, this is why you should only. This is why it's good. This is why I really think it's good practice to only accept arguments that you actually need. So it's like easy to refactor and you don't have to do this bullshit that I'm doing right now. Like even if it's like a little bit cumbersome, if you end up passing like 1,000 arguments to your function, maybe think about, well, maybe this does actually belong in a class or a struct, or maybe I'm just a bad programmer. Like maybe I'm just bad at like systems architecture. You know what I mean? Like maybe I just have no clue what I'm doing and I should like go like learn or read a book or like get a different job. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm trying to do. I don't want to work in this. Well, I love this industry. Hire me. I guess that can't be const because we're like obviously. Okay. Okay. So, what are we gonna do? We are gonna say write expression w dot expression buffer and then expression. Okay. Now what we need is we need to say say const auto expression index equals that stood size t return expression index. Okay. Const auto expression index equals that. So we just write the expression blindly. We just append it to the buffer. That's fine. Then we say w dot, or we have index, our own index. For our element, we say w dot ln buffer dot writer dot replace, and the value is expression index, and the offset's going to be index plus size of stood uint. I think, well, let's just do element type in case we change it. Plus, I think technically we should be adding a line ofs in here, but I'm not going to do it for now just because I feel like 16t is depth plus okay, left is going to be the first one. And then return this. Okay. Left, top. Can we do? I always forget, like okay, obviously I want to do this addition on a different line. Like, for fuck's sake, like, why is it so hard? Let's like reformat this. So if we do left, top, element type, plus, and I'm not even convinced this is like correct. Size of, stood size t, and then this next one is gonna be width, and that's gonna be stood size t times 2, and then this next one is gonna be height, and it's gonna be 3 size t's later. Okay, we're getting an error. Right quad field. Weird. Function shouldn't exist. Weird. Okay. So we have if we have left, top, width, and height. So that changes the API to look like that. Left. Dot. Boom. So, yeah. Does it look like messy? Sure. But we could easily say, like, you know, dot top left, dot size, dot, you know what I mean? Like we could do stuff. I mean, we could just write those right now. Like template, type name T, type name U, auto, top left, could be const T expression, const U expression, and then this left expression, this top expression, return this. What? Oh. Left, top, top, left, top. So we could do that. We could do, and we could also do like size is width, height, width, height, width, height. We can get rid of this stupid this pointer because that's ugly and we don't need it. So we could easily say like top left is 100 by 100, and then size is OP contents width, OP contents height. And, you know, because that looks a little cleaner. Top left, size, we could even simplify it even more. The point is we could really expand this API. I actually like I think this is a little bit cleaner than what we had before. So now for layout, it's going to be something similar, right? It's going to be, because we don't have to worry about expressions, so it's going to be something like left top width height, top left size. Okay, so now we want to say auto I'm gonna say auto dir. And honestly, you can like fuck off if you think it's a directory. We're building a fucking UI framework. If you think this is a directory, I don't know. If someone that I trust tells me that that's bad naming, okay, fine. I'll change it to like direction or layout dir. Or something that, or just actually, I might just call it layout. I might just call it layout because that is sort of what that's really what it is. Layout direction could probably just turn into layout type, but I'll keep it dir for now. But I'm gonna say to do rename to layout and layout type. You're still recording? Hell yeah. Only 30 minutes in. Locked in. The chosen one. Do not sleep. Do not sleep. I never go to sleep. I didn't sleep last night, for instance. Okay, so how does this one work? Well, we get our writer, and then we do a replace, but dir comes after all the quads. Oh, and what's our new value? Dir. Okay. I think how is a layout? So we're writing layout config, so that's it goes dir margin spacing moves ledger. Dir why do I have a line? No. Alright, margin. What is it? Yeah, we take a margin 2. I'll take that as a ref. Pass by ref, copy it in. And then we're going to add a size of layout direction. There's no way this works. There's like absolutely no way. Okay, margin. And then, so was it margin spacing? What is spacing? Layout info. Spacing is just a float. Const float spacing. Spacing. Size of margin 2. And then moves ledger. Const bool moves ledger. Moves ledger. And then plus size of float. Flot. Cordale Flot. The chosen one. Goodbye, Cordale. Good luck in Tennessee. You're gonna do great there, champ. He's a genius. Okay. Spacing. Moves ledger. Okay. So we could say dot dir is layout direction right. Dot margin is, I think we just wanted 0. Can we implicitly cast? Why doesn't it? I hate C++ sometimes. Actually, I take that back. I don't. Margin dot spacing is, let's make it wide. Just see if it works. Moves ledger should be true, but it doesn't really matter for this level. Okay. What? Why? Do I have to do like... Well, hold on. It's not working for left. Why? What happens when we build it? Can we see? Can we see everything? Oh, boo-hoo, there's no... Wait. It should be... Okay. Oh, no, that's the wrong... I guess we'll just try to fix all these errors first. Where are we even calling this function? Neither of these should be functions. We shouldn't have such things as a layout writer. We actually probably shouldn't even have a quad writer. Could actually probably get rid of all that. Okay. Okay. No known template from buffer star const. I don't know why it wouldn't error out. Oh, probably because it's a template function, so it's sort of like, we can't, you know what I mean? They're like Switzerland in World War II. We don't know. Sorry. They're like modern day comedians when it comes to Joe Rogan. Yo, I crack myself up. Okay. Okay, so we're relying not on... Okay, so... Now, what do we do, right? What do we do? Well, I'll tell you what we do. Dude, this is so... Like, actually, this is clean. Like this could be, like... Top left size... Layout... Margin... We gotta get this, like, these old things out. We gotta, like, start putting them into here. Into V3. Man, I feel like it's like Soups in The Chosen One. What is that show? Boys. The Boys. Yes. Yes. Okay. So I think this is like, okay. Define your element. Set some attributes. Create some children. Set some attributes. I mean, this aesthetically belongs down here. Like, I would say aesthetically, attributes come before children. And like most of the time, you're not gonna have to specify all this stuff. Like, I'm gonna have like you're probably gonna want to define these things. Maybe you don't define this at all. Maybe there's useful defaults. This you'll want to define if you have children, but otherwise you won't care. This, we might just have like an application wide setting for this. So this may end up like being something similar to styles. Excuse me. This I mean we probably won't ever need that. And this way we can actually change box to quad. Change box to quad or to like div. But I'm just gonna leave it at box. Consider renaming box to quad. Okay, now that we don't really have like a quad function. Okay. Because then this also matches our like callback thing where it's like, okay, well we don't have to like call some function that says like begin callbacks or some shit. And maybe we don't need to do this. Oh, I guess we do need to do that shit. Oh well. Well, yeah, let's go ahead and have a. Yeah, this is gonna have to stay, unfortunately, for now. Oh well. Okay. All right, so the solver is actually going to need to change. So compile, so solve. All right, so we're not going to read a solver token. We're just going to read an element type. No solver tokens for me. Thank you. Okay, well shit. Okay, so we read an element type, then we read the depth, then we update the whole stack situation. Element type box. We say, let's say eval quad. What does true mean? Okay. And then we want something like this. Okay. What does eval quad do? Well, no such thing as a quad failure. I gotta turn on this AC, man. I'm dying out here. I'm dying. Oh, man, my arms are sore as shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? I was going bonkers in the gym. So we're not gonna have to do any of this like switching. Eval should use oh shit. Well, let's just see what we're reading from the buffer. Huh. Okay. Oh man, I'm slowing down, but I really wanna get this done. But I might honestly just call it right now, make some more coffee, wake the fuck up, and lock in. Cause I think we got the API shape looking pretty good. We just now have to like fix the parsing, which is gonna suck. But it's not gonna be as trivial as it seems. So I'm gonna make another video for that.